So today we're at Vardags, a law firm. I'm here with Kun Dang, their head of innovation, and we're going to be talking a little bit about some of the challenges that they're seeing within the organisation in terms of how innovation helps impact that, but also a bit of a broader understanding around how innovation is transforming the legal sector. And we'll wrap up with some advice from Kun of what how he'll help other people working in innovation management. I guess just to start, it would be great if you could give us a little bit of an introduction into your role at Vardags and a little bit about your background.
I'm head of innovation for Vardags, and we are a leading law firm specialising in litigation for high net worth individuals and their companies.
And how did you end up here? What's your background? How did you end up in a law firm?
So I ended up in a law firm from a digital marketing background specifically. I started off working in marketing for many years, and interestingly, Vardags was one of my first clients back then. So coming from a very digital technology-led background helped me to really problem solve and identify issues. I think it's the main thing is never being satisfied with what's out there. With a technical background, it's allowed me to be able to implement solutions to those set problems.
Brilliant. So your marketing background effectively has prepared you very well for starting to look and understand innovation.
Yes, and I think in my career, I didn't really call it innovation, I just call it problem solving.
Yeah.
Saw a problem, thought, okay, wouldn't it be great if, and then provided a solution for that.
So innovation means lots of different things to lots of different people. You look it up, you get lots of different explanations. So it'd be really good just to get a bit of an understanding. What does innovation mean to you?
For me, innovation is all about people. It's all about people working together to produce ideas and having a infrastructure or framework so you can make these ideas happen. It's about working with a group of talented individuals or the resources you have available to both come up with ideas and facilitate those ideas to become something that can help the business.
And anything that makes it incrementally better than it was before is effectively an innovation in itself.
It's really about creating some kind of method. So when people come up with frustrations and problems, allowing that to be channeled through to a actual tangible product or tangible action that will improve their working environment.
So do you see, I guess probably talking a little bit more about sort of Vardags, do you see innovation within this organisation as being, do you have sort of different types, different buckets? I mean, we tend to see some organisations very focused on sort of continuous improvement, sort of small incremental gains versus sort of step change or disruptive innovation or knowledge-based sharing of innovation. Do you have sort of areas that you focus within Vardags?
We have a lot of great talent within the firm, but the ideas are spread against their own goals. So a key part that we want to create within the firm is alignment against actual strategic goals for the firm. And the strategic goals will be things like how can we really help our clients and help our product and service be the best in the market. We pride ourselves as a law firm on being the top law firm for family law for our different services and different legal areas. So it's about channeling potential opportunities and allowing our staff to come up with the right ideas to help their area of law.
When you look at innovation, or are you thinking about how you innovate differently, and even back through to your strategy, is that coming from, do you look at external sources as well? Do you look at how other organisations do things, or where do you source your inspiration from?
There's a lot of external sources that you can look to, but what I find with that is they can be more of a distraction than an actual source of truth, because at the end of the day, we're a law firm like no other. We operate very differently. We all pride ourselves on being the market leader. So with that in mind, it's really about challenging ourselves, challenging what can we do to make our lives better, make the product or service better for our clients, whether that's about efficiency for the lawyers themselves, or if that's about creating better welfare for our staff.
You Just talked a little bit about Vardags and your innovation strategy and actually how you're generating ideas around things that are making a real impactful difference within the business. Could you tell me or talk a little bit more about the sort of specific goals, or just really understanding in a bit more sort of minute detail as to what Vardags are doing and how you're achieving those goals?
The actual goal of the firm is to create culture of innovation where everyone's involved. And it's about creating a place where people can submit their ideas, participate in the process, and get feedback, making sure all of that is aligned with a company strategy, so that the ideas that people produce are funneled towards a single purpose. I think that really helps with the longer term view.
There's been huge amounts of change within the legal and wider professional services sector over the last number of years in terms of how technology is disrupting the vertical. How do you see innovation changing law in the next sort of 12 to 18 months or beyond?
I think it's such an exciting industry to be in because fundamentally the legal sector is steeped in tradition, which makes it perfectly ripe for disruption. There's already lots of products and solutions actually already out in markets, tackling the mass markets in terms of chatbots that can enable people to automate a process of creating legal documents that they can use to challenge parking fines and basic legal cases. So that already exists across the industry. Everywhere you go, you always keep hearing about AI, machine learning, blockchain. There's all of these terms. It's prevalent. It's already out there. The way I see the industry going is that fundamentally, legal for us as a top law firm is about creating that experience with the client, creating that bespoke, tailored service where we cater to all of their needs.
So a lot of it's around accepting the use and using technology to create a better, effectively better solution. So if you can take away the administrative burden, it gives the lawyers more time to actually work on the things where their brains are being used in the most effective way. So actually your clients are probably getting a better service through the use of technology because their time's better spent. Is that?
Yeah, absolutely. And for us, because we're one of the top law firms, our fees typically reflect that. So we do whatever we can to basically make sure all of our services are designed around creating the best possible outcome. Because a lot of cases we handle are very complex. They're never that straightforward. You go to turn on a court, that's all you need to do. Because of complexity, we do need the top lawyers involved. And the more we can use technology for that, it means that the more we can actually utilize the skills and experience of our lawyers.
We've talked a lot about how innovation is really sort of transforming the legal industry and actually becoming much more commonplace. There's lots of obviously organisations out there within the legal sector that haven't made those sort of first steps that Vardags have. What advice would you give to other sort of budding people joining innovation within a law firm? What would you say to them?
What's helped me along my journey, and that is actually going out and engaging with your peers. Interestingly, within the innovation industry, what I found is that people are generally very open, and they're very forthcoming in giving advice and helpful tips. It's been really good in terms of their advice and feedback. Just by being part of the Idea Drop sessions, I've got the privilege of meeting top innovation leaders in PwC, NHS, Amazon, to name a few, who've been absolutely incredible in helping me with ideas and pointers, and they have been so inspirational in advising me and saying, you should consider this, consider that. So my top advice is go out and talk to people. There's been an incredible wealth of information out there, and I think the great thing about innovation is there's no real right answer. It's only the answer that's suitable for you, and because of that, everyone's happy to share.
Well, thank you very much, Kun, for your time today and for hosting us at Innovation Insights.
Well, thank you for having me.